Hello, welcome to another session of Quick Maths, and in this session we are going to be looking at the bus stop method, and we're going to be introducing decimals and working beyond that decimal point in the bus stop method. But really it is following the same method every time and being consistent that will give us success in getting accurate answers. So we're going to start off by looking at 159, and we're going to make 159 into smaller groups, each containing 3. So how many small groups of 3 can we make from 159? So first off, we need to put our number that we are dividing into a small framework that we call the bus stop. On the outside of the bus stop, we put the number that we are dividing by, which is the 3. And this is the same method for every bit of division that we are going to do. So first off, we divide the 3 into 1. How many groups of 3 can we make if we have 1? Well, we can't make any groups of 3 if we've only got 1. So that would be a 0 that we write on top of the bus stop. And we take the 1 and we carry it over into the tens column. So it looks like we've got 15. Our next stage is dividing 15 by 3. How many groups of 3 can we make if we have 15? We can make 5 groups of 3. So we put our 5 on top. And our final part of this calculation is how many groups of 3 can we make from 9? If we have 9, how many groups of 3 can we make? Well, 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. Therefore, 159 divided by 3 is 53. Same thing again. Now we're going to look at how many groups of 5 we can make if we have 285. So we write our number, put our bus stop frame around it, and on the outside of the frame, put the number that we are dividing it by. So same thing. How many groups of 5 can we make if we've got 2? We can't make any groups of 5 if we've only got 2. So that would be a 0 on top of the bus stop, and we would carry our 2 into the next column. How many groups of 5 can we make if we've got 28? Well, 5 times 5 is 25, but there are going to be 3 left over. So we'll put our 5 on top because we've got 5 groups of 5, and then we'll put our 3 in the next column. Now we need to do 35 divided by 5. That goes in exactly, goes in 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35. So there we can see that 285 divided by 5 is 57. Okay, so now we put our 288, and we're going to see how many groups of 12 we can make from 228. So we write 228, put our bus stop frame around it, and we put our number, the size of the group that we're trying to make, outside of the bus stop. So feel free to pause here if you'd like to have a go yourself, or we'll carry on together. So, first thing, how many groups of 12 can you make from 2? Well, you can't make any groups of 12 if you've only got 2, so that would be a 0 on top and carry the 2 across. Our second stage, how many groups of 12 can you make if you've got 24? You can make 12, 24, so that's 2 times 12, so you can make 2 groups of 12, which is 24, but you have 4 left over. So you need to write your 2 on top and carry the 4 across. Our final stage of this, if there are no remainders, how many groups of 12 can you make if you've got 48? So 12's into 48, so 12 times 4 is 48, so I write my 4 on top, and that means that 288 is divided by 12 is 24. You can check that if you want, and you can multiply 12 by 24 and check the answer. So now we're going to introduce a decimal. Now there's really nothing to worry about here. The method is absolutely identical, but the most important thing to ensure that you retain the same value of your number, of your answer, is that your decimal point is perfectly in line with the decimal point in your number. So you have a clear tens, units, tenths and hundredths column either side of that decimal point. So you can write your 5.44, put the bus stop around it, and you are going to be dividing by 4, so that can go on the outside. So it's the same principle. How many times does 4 go into 5? Well, actually, it goes in once, but then it does have a remainder of 1. So we write 1 on top and carry the 1 across. Then we need to write our decimal point to make sure that it is perfectly in line with our sum. And we look at 4 going into 14. So how many groups of 4 can you make if you've got 14? You can make 3 times 4 is 12, but then you've got 2 left over. So you write 3 on the top and you carry the 2 across. Final part of this one, how many times or how many groups of 4 can you make if you've got 24? 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So therefore, 5.44 divided by 4 is 1.36. Now, for our next one, we're going to introduce something slightly different. And it's exactly the same method, but we're going to just introduce another stage. So we're going to go 27 divided by 5. So same thing again, the 27 goes inside the bus stop, and the 5 goes on the outside. We're making groups of 5. So how many groups of 5 can you make out of 2? You can't make any. So it's a 0 on top, and you take the 2 across. How many groups of 5 can you make from 27? Well, 5 times 5 is 25, but you've got 2 left over. So you can write your 5 on top, and then you need to put a decimal point in. Now, by putting a decimal point in and a 0 after it, you do not change the value of the number at all. You could write 27.000. It would still be 27. So we'll put a decimal point and a single 0 on to allow us to carry the 2 over, because we can't just forget about the remainder 2. So now we're looking at 5 into 20. 20 says 5 times 4 is 20. And do not forget the decimal point. So 27 divided by 5 equals 5.4. And there we have the bus stop method of division.